Hiya. Melt in your mouth homemade pancakes. My mother-in-law gave me this recipe years ago. I've tweaked it just a little bit, and guys, I'm telling you right now, they are amazing. Welcome back to the kitchen with Tabby. Let's get cooking. All right, friends, let's get these homemade pancakes put together. Now, I would venture to say that when you see how easy this is and you try it, you may never buy the box mix ever again, because this is really, really good. So let's get started. So in my bowl here, I'll have the recipe on my website, inthekitchenwithtabby.com, but in my bowl, I have some all-purpose flour, some sugar, salt, and baking powder. And I'm gonna dump all of that into my sifter, and we're gonna sift that into my large bowl. All right, I'm gonna make a little well here in my flour mixture, and I'm gonna add to that 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1½ teaspoons of fresh lemon juice. This is a ½ teaspoon, so I'm gonna use 3 of them. 1¼ cups of milk, a little splash of vanilla, and 1 egg. I'm just gonna beat that egg up a little bit. I'm gonna use my whisk. We're gonna whisk this around. Get all of those ingredients incorporated really well. The lemon juice is not in there so much for flavor as it is for, it's gonna help those pancakes rise nice and fluffy, especially mixed with that baking powder. You don't want to overmix your batter or they will be tough. So you just want to mix it until it's just all nice and combined, which is why I like to use a glass bowl, because that way I can see the bottom. I have my iron skillet here. I put just a little bit of butter in the bottom of it, letting that get nice and warm. That butter just starts to sizzle. I have my heat set on medium-high. When it just starts to sizzle, then I know that we are ready to put our pancake batter in. All right, my butter is just starting to sizzle. I don't know if you can, I think you can maybe see that on there. So I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup, and we're just gonna scoop out a 1/4 cup. You could pour it into the pan if you wanted also, but I kind of like to do the 1/4 cup. That way I kind of know about how much I'm putting into each pancake. And one thing about Dale's mom, when she used to do this, she always did it in the skillet. And so her pancakes were rarely round. They were usually kind of half moon almost, because she would pour them so close. Sometimes she would try to get 3, and she'd pour them so close to the edge, they would get the curve of the pan to the pancake. So they were always kind of a funny shape, but they always tasted delicious, so it didn't really matter. So we're gonna cook these until they start to have some bubbles. They start to bubble up, and the edges of them are gonna start to look a little bit dry. And then when they get to that point, then we will flip them over. And I like to add just a little bit of butter every time I put in a new pancake. I like to have just a little bit of that butter flavor in there. All right, so you can see those bubbles are starting to form, and see that? Pop. They're starting to form and pop. My edges are still not quite dry though. I'm gonna turn my heat down just a little bit though. All right, let's see how that is sliding around a little bit there in the pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. that. Is that not some beautiful fluffy goodness? They are going to be so delicious. And by cooking them in that little bit of butter, you don't have to add as much butter to your pancakes. Now you can add as much butter as you want, but they're already going to have some of that butter flavor on there. All right, guys, I've got them all cooked up. I've got one here. Now this syrup, you're gonna want to do this. This is the vanilla caramel simple syrup that we made the other day. I warmed a little bit up on the stove and added about a tablespoon of butter to it. Oh, you guys, it is amazing. Perfect for these pancakes. So let's just give it a little taste here. They are so light and so fluffy. A little bit of the edge here where they cooked in that butter is just a little bit crispy, but the inside is just melt in your mouth delicious. And that syrup right there, you could put any syrup you want on it, but that one takes it right over the top. I hope you guys give these a try. I've been craving them for a while now, so I'm glad I did it. We actually have already had lunch. I seasoned up some chicken thighs, made them in the air fryer, and we had chicken with pancakes and some fresh canned peaches on the side. It was pretty divine. All right, guys, listen, let me know when you make this. Make sure you take a picture, post it, tag me in it. I love to see what's cooking in your kitchen. And thanks for coming into my kitchen and cooking with me today. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate it whenever you come and spend a few minutes with me. Remember, you'll find this recipe on my website, inthekitchenwithtabbi.com. All the measurements and everything will be there, and you'll be able to rewatch the video there as well. Also remember a link to the recipe on Instagram and Facebook. It will be in the comments right below this post. On YouTube, everybody say it together, in the description. Click on more right underneath the video and you will see a full description with a link to the recipe there. Also, don't forget you can pre-order my cookbook, Pure and Sweet Recipes in the Kitchen with Tabbi. It's coming out in November, but guys, it's at the publisher now and we should have it by the end of October. I'm really excited about it. So make sure you get your pre-order in and I'll get all those signed and sent back out as soon as they get here. But I'm gonna remind you, just like I always do, Christ is the unseen guest at every dinner table, the silent listener at every conversation. So just make sure those words coming out of your mouth are pure and sweet like honey. You're lifting each other up, loving on each other, and just shining your light bright, because that's what we're called to do. I hope you guys get in the kitchen and make yourself some pancakes or just something fun. Enjoy it, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.